Have you ever wondered how a sudden, dramatic climate change could have impacted our ancient ancestors? Imagine the world as you know it swiftly turning into a frozen wasteland. Picture the lush green landscapes transforming into icy plains almost overnight. This might sound like a scene from a post-apocalyptic movie, but in reality it's a glimpse into our planet's past during a period known as the Younger Dryas. Let's take a step back in time, around 12,900 years ago to be exact. The Earth was just coming out of the last ice age. A period of intense warming was taking place, and life as we know it was starting to flourish. But this period of tranquility wouldn't last. A sudden and drastic climate change was on the horizon, and it would leave a lasting impact on our planet and its inhabitants. This period of rapid cooling, which lasted until about 11,700 years ago, is known as the Younger Dryas. Named after a small alpine flower, Dryas octopetala, that thrived during this time, it was a period when the Earth's temperature plummeted, causing a return to near-glacial conditions. It was as if Mother Nature had suddenly decided to turn back the clock, plunging the world into a deep freeze. The effect was dramatic and far-reaching. Imagine the shock and confusion of our ancient ancestors, as the warm, welcoming world they were starting to get used to suddenly turned hostile. The plants and animals they relied on for survival were rapidly disappearing, replaced by a harsh, frozen landscape that offered little in the way of sustenance. So, what could have caused such a dramatic temperature drop in a relatively short time? The answer to that question is a fascinating journey into the world of paleoclimatology, a journey that we will embark on in the next scene. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the mystery of the Younger Dryas, exploring its causes, its impact on the flora and fauna, and how our ancient ancestors responded to this sudden, drastic change in their environment. The cause of the Younger Dryas period has puzzled scientists for decades. This abrupt return to icy conditions around 12,000 years ago, following a period of warming after the last ice age, has spurred countless theories. Some researchers have proposed the idea of a comet impact, suggesting that a celestial body struck the Earth, causing wildfires and a cloud of dust that blocked the sun's warmth. Others have hypothesized about a sudden collapse in the North American ice sheets, leading to a catastrophic flood into the Atlantic. However, the most widely accepted theory is known as the meltwater hypothesis. This theory suggests that a large body of fresh water, amassed from the melting ice sheets in North America, poured into the North Atlantic Ocean. This sudden influx disrupted the ocean's salinity, or saltiness, and in turn disturbed the crucial ocean currents that distribute heat around the globe. Think of these currents like a giant conveyor belt, moving warm water from the tropics to the poles, and cold water back towards the equator. This process helps balance the Earth's temperature, but when a deluge of fresh water entered the mix, it put a wrench in this well-oiled machine. Fresh water is less dense than salt water, so it floats on the surface, effectively creating a barrier that prevents the warmer water from sinking and continuing its journey along the conveyor. This disruption caused the warm Gulf Stream to weaken and retract, leading to a significant drop in temperatures, particularly in the northern hemisphere. The Earth, which had been gradually warming, was suddenly plunged back into near ice age conditions. This cold snap, which we know as the Younger Dryas, lasted for about 1,000 years. It was as if someone had flipped a switch, and the planet's thermostat had gone haywire. This abrupt change in climate had far-reaching effects on the Earth and its inhabitants. But that's a topic for our next scene. So stick around as we delve deeper into the mysteries and impacts of the Younger Dryas period. Imagine a world where the climate changes drastically in a matter of decades. Picture this. It's not a dystopian novel or a science fiction movie, it's our Earth, during a time known as the Younger Dryas. This abrupt shift in climate posed a severe challenge to the flora and fauna that had adapted to the warmer environment of the preceding period. The sudden drop in temperature, akin to flipping a switch, altered landscapes across the globe. Forests that once thrived in warmth were replaced by expansive tundra and steppe ecosystems, significantly changing the composition of plant life. However, it was not just the plant life that was affected. Large mammals, the so-called megafauna, including the likes of the woolly mammoth and the saber-toothed tiger, also faced the brunt of these changes. These were creatures that had ruled the roost for thousands of years, yet they were not equipped to handle the rapid onset of an ice age. Woolly mammoths with their shaggy coats and curved tusks are perhaps the most iconic of these megafauna. They were well adapted to cold weather, but the sudden and severe change proved too much for them. Similarly, the saber-toothed tiger, a fearsome predator, also found itself out of its depth in this new, frigid world. The extinction of these large mammals was not an isolated event. It was part of a larger pattern of extinction that swept across the planet. Smaller animals too had to adapt or die. It was, in essence, a survival of the fittest on a global scale. Yet amidst all this change and turmoil, life found a way. New species emerged, adapted to the colder climate. Plants evolved to become more resilient, and animals developed new survival strategies. It was a period of great upheaval, but also one of remarkable resilience and adaptation. The Younger Dryas was not just a period of climatic change, it also had a profound impact on human societies. But we'll delve deeper into that in our next scene. Stay tuned. How did our ancestors respond to such a sudden and severe change in climate? Picture this. You're living in a world that's gradually warming up after a long, grueling ice age. Suddenly, temperatures plummet, throwing you back into another deep freeze. This was the reality for our ancestors during the Younger Dryas, a period of abrupt climate change that occurred around 12,000 years ago. The Younger Dryas posed significant challenges for human societies. With the sudden onset of colder temperatures, areas that were once habitable became inhospitable. This forced our ancestors to move, leading to shifts in human settlement patterns. People who once lived in the open plains found themselves seeking shelter in caves or moving to warmer, more fertile regions. But it wasn't just about finding a new place to call home. The Younger Dryas also had a profound impact on what our ancestors ate. As the climate changed, so did the types of plants and animals available. This meant that our ancestors had to adapt their diets to survive. They began to rely more heavily on a wider variety of food sources, including fish, birds, and small mammals. Moreover, the Younger Dryas spurred on the development of new technologies. In order to survive in this harsher environment, our ancestors needed to become more resourceful. They began to create more sophisticated tools and weapons, and even started to experiment with early forms of agriculture. Despite the intense cold and the challenges it brought, the human spirit remained unbroken. Our ancestors didn't just survive the Younger Dryas. They adapted and thrived. They learned to master their environment, to innovate, and to overcome adversity. This period of hardship ultimately led to the development of more complex societies and paved the way for the civilizations that were to come. Despite the challenges, humans proved to be resilient and adaptable, paving the way for future civilizations. The Younger Dryas didn't last forever, but what happened when it ended? As we meander through the annals of Earth's history, we find that the icy grip of the Younger Dryas began to loosen around 12,000 years ago. This marked the end of the Big Freeze and paved the way for a significant warming of the Earth, ushering in the Holocene era, an epoch that continues to this day. The transition wasn't exactly a walk in the park. As the Earth warmed, it experienced rapid melting of the vast ice sheets that had formed during the Younger Dryas. This deluge of meltwater poured into the oceans, causing sea levels to rise dramatically. It was a time of immense change, with landscapes transforming and ecosystems evolving to accommodate the new, warmer conditions. The end of the Younger Dryas also marked a turning point for humanity. As the climate became more hospitable, humans began to settle down, leading to the birth of agriculture and subsequently the dawn of civilization. The legacy of the Younger Dryas, it seems, extends far beyond the realm of geology and climatology, reaching into the very fabric of human society. But what does this all mean for us today? Well, the Younger Dryas serves as a stark reminder of the power of climate change. It shows us that even small changes in Earth's climate can have far-reaching effects, impacting not just the natural world, but also the course of human history. By studying the Younger Dryas, scientists have gained valuable insights into how our planet responds to sudden shifts in climate. These lessons from the past are helping us better understand and prepare for the challenges posed by modern-day climate change, whether it's rising sea levels, shifting weather patterns, or the impact on biodiversity. The Younger Dryas may have been a challenging time, but it also offers valuable insights into the adaptability of life on Earth in the face of climatic change. So, as we continue to navigate our way through the complexities of our changing world, let's remember the lessons of the younger Dryas, a testament to the resilience of life on Earth.